relax, blow you a kiss. About to take off on my spaceship.
What's up, Kenny?
Good to see you, bro.
Good to see you, man.
Turn this down.
Cheers.
Cheers. Hey.
Hey, another Modelo.
It's my type of interview, bro. How you been, man?
Good, man. Just trying to stay busy. How about
Yeah.
yourself?
Same.
Yeah, dude,
a
you
lot.
have a lot of stuff going on. A lot of cool new music, and
Yeah, thanks.
how's that coming along?
Good, man. New stuff coming out. I'm getting back used to it. Again, I did this a while ago. So I'm getting adjusted to kind of what I'm good at and implementing my new maturity and creativity, and finding a good balance. I think at first, like when I first was on the show, I was pressed for a date.
Mhm.
I felt like I needed to put something out,
Right.
and I needed to continue to just, constantly. But
Right.
I think the first few tracks that I released, I can say I'm still proud of. I still listen to. So I'm being a lot more selective, finding, my zone, my space,
Mhm.
and I think at this age, it's very easy to do what I want to do and what I enjoy, regardless of
Right.
perception or whatever.
Well, from like our last podcast, prior to that, I didn't even know like you were into rap. So when you started releasing your music, I was like, oh shit.
yeah. It's
Kenny does know how to
yeah,
rap.
dude. Yeah.
And from what I've heard and what you've told me is that you've also been doing it for a while, but just recently that's when you finally decided to put it out there.
Yeah. And it's funny because I'm sure most people assume that. Like yesterday, I was, took my GoPro out last night with my homie. Shout out Francisco. Where's the camera? Shout out Francisco. And his wife was like, "Oh, you did this before? I thought you just woke up one day and was like, I just want to rap." I'm like,
Right.
"Oh, I'm sure everybody thinks that." And the fact that I did it before, I guess gives me some credibility. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
everybody wants to, like, dude, it's not a get rich quick scheme at all,
Yes.
man. It's not. So yeah, dude, experience, I have it. Just life. I chose the life of that society teaches you. Or
Yeah.
like, get a job, have a family, which is all good and stuff, but sometimes you gotta grab hold of your life and do what
Yeah.
you want to do. You know what I mean? So, and I'm very passionate. So everything I've been exploring stuff, off the wall stuff,
hmm
and I just give it 100% because like I know that I'm just not trying to work a 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? And I've bought studio equipment like 3 times over the course of what is probably like a 15-year gap,
Right.
and sold it, bought it, sold it. I just
And
never
even
had the
that
time.
stuff is expensive.
It is. And you buy it and you're committed to it. And I just never found, like, it's like, damn, it's just too much work. I got kids, newborns at the time, it's like,
Mhm.
but this time it was just like, it's here, it's still embedded in me for a reason. Let me just go for it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I feel
I
good.
feel like even the new age, it's a lot easier now to get your stuff out there.
Oh.
Now that we have bunch of platforms, now we have Spotify, we have
Yeah.
Apple Music, you can get your stuff anywhere, and I feel like sometimes now it's a lot easier, and maybe that's why now that everything's opening up because of COVID, there's not as much employees as there was before because everybody now has a YouTube channel or
Right.
started their own thing or started their own OnlyFans thing.
They took the time to
Yes.
work on their what's a hobby.
Right.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, it's COVID has a lot to do with what
Yeah.
I'm doing too. We spoke about it.
Like-
Wasn't the early stages of this year, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and no, dude. I mean, it's a business. There's a science to it. At the end of the day, if I don't become worldwide famous, I can make a living off of it, a good living off of it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's there's a rubric. There's a way to do it to make money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I approach any other job. It's like every job. I've only had like 2 or 3 jobs because I get there, entry level job, and I do it right, and I go through the ranks, and it becomes a career. There's just a way to approach everything, and this is something that I generally am passionate about. and I'm true to myself on, which is very cliche. I think you grow up and you mature, or you try to explore whatever it is that you want to do, and you hear, don't worry about what people think. Stay true to yourself. All that. It's so true. It's so true, because once somebody's opinion doesn't really matter to you.
It's so simple but true.
Yeah, yeah. It's genuine. Yeah, you're like, it's crazy.
Yeah, like even me growing up, like even before I started a job, I knew I wanted to do something. I want to be like some type of entrepreneur. But before that, I didn't even know where to start off. And then when I got to my first job, I was like, okay, you know what? For sure, I don't want to be doing this
Yeah.
forever. I want to do kind of my own. It's like you kind of have to be a rebel against society, because society keeps on pushing you,
Yeah.
because it's so easy. It's so
It
easy
really
to
is.
get a
It
9 to
really
5 job.
is.
And then to start your own thing, it takes a lot of work, consistency, and then all the stuff that you had to build and all the stuff that you had to buy just to make your own. It's kind of making your own brand, your own logo, your own company within yourself.
Yeah, yeah. Once you get started, the society route, you get a job, then you start adapting to the money, and you have bills to pay for.
Yeah.
You got a and then it's just like, all right, now I have to do this. You know what I mean? I was living with my mom when I started. I've been working since I was 15. Now I have to do this. I moved out as soon as I could. I was 18 and I moved out. Now I gotta hold this job. You know what I mean? And
Right.
the way I am, I guess the way I think, or my mentality, I was in sales, so it's very instant gratification. So it kept me along for a long time, dude.
Right.
But it's just, corporate is what corporate is.
Yeah.
It's politics. It's bullshit. And I don't know.
Yeah.
You gotta chase your happiness sometimes,
So when did you decide that you wanted to give up your 9 to 5 job to start your own thing?
When I had the most player job you could ask for, company car, my own schedule. I could work from home part of the day. I visit whatever I was doing. I would go out in the field and do what I do. And I made good money
Okay.
for my lifestyle. And I just wasn't happy for the first time. I was like, this is what I worked. I was with the company for almost 10 years, I think. This is what I worked to get. I wouldn't want to go
Right.
any higher. This is perfect. But I'm not happy. Like, the fuck?
When did you feel that unhappy feeling?
I mean, so I probably did that maybe, I don't even know, maybe 3 years. And towards the end, it's real quick. We spoke on it last time. Once I get a change of heart, my heart changed.
Yeah.
Period. You know what I mean? It's just like, all right, I don't want to feel like I have to wake up to go to, gotta go to work. You know what I mean? Got somewhere to be, got something to do. I want to enjoy doing that. And I started my own company, for about a year and a half before doing this, and I enjoyed it. I was like, all right, cool. This is cool. And then, I don't know, even with that, it's like, I got to worry about too many other people. You know what I mean? Like, I got 2 kids at home. I got to worry about employees.
Right.
And as a business owner, you feed yourself last. Always. Pay, you got to pay your bills.
Well, that's the right way to. That's
right.
the right way to do it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, they don't do
backwards.
that. Yes, it's backwards.
Yeah, no. I mean, I just do what you're supposed to do at the end of the day. If I got a complaint, I'll complain at home to my wife, or I'm gonna stop doing what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So yeah, I left that too for this. So right now I'm full time doing this. So.
Oh, really? Are you afraid, or is there like a weird feeling that you might feel the same, or do you think?
No, dude, no way. There's no way in hell. No way. This fuels every desire of my personality. You know what I'm saying? As far as keeping me busy or entertained or passionate. There's no chance, you know what I'm saying? Like, so.
And with this, there's no limit to it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's, everybody can hear you, right? You got to do your job, you got to work, you got to create content, and there's a fan base for everybody's type of music. I hear music, and I'm like, I don't think, wow, this is so garbage. I don't judge people like that. I'm like, they got a fan base. Whatever it is that the music is, there's people that want to listen to all
There's
of
an audience for everything.
Yeah, and it's just a matter of time. I feel I'm very humble, but I'm very sure.
Mm-hmm.
of this, you know what I mean, and my approach to it now. And I think the break was totally necessary because I was rapping about kid shit back then. Like I really had nothing to say. It was just I wasn't in tune with my feelings.
Right.
Hadn't really gone through anything really. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I wouldn't do it any other way. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right. But I'm pretty sure even with you doing that, that helped you to get to where you are now, to get what rapping, what type of rapping to do,
Absolutely.
which one not to
Absolutely.
do.
yeah, I had to figure out like what I could do versus what a machine could do for me or software could do for me. So now that's why like I drop some stuff and I tease a lot of music. I sample a lot of music, and I'm my worst critic.
Yes.
I'm the hardest critic on myself. Whatever.
Yes.
And it's me exploring my creativity. It's weird to me now. It's cool as hell, but weird that if you think it can happen. You can make a sound. You can make a thing. You can make a vibe. You can whatever it is that you're thinking. If you can think it, it can be done.
Right.
So just tinkering with everything. I like to have a lot of control over my stuff. So I do a lot of it at home. I go to the studio, smoke.
And the studios, do you rent it or is
Yeah,
it
yeah,
your-
smoke. Smoke. Shout out to Smoke. Smoke's got a Smoke Instrumentals at Smoke Instrumentals. He's got a studio out in Seagoville, which is not too far from me. And this industry is I compare it a lot to the tattoo industry, where people the professionalism is up to you. You can either be professional or not, and it doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
Right.
So people can have a successful business as an engineer or whatever studio owner and treat, just not give a fuck about anybody. But this dude's like super professional, you know what I'm saying? He's taught me a lot, and he's helped me kind of implement certain things that at home I can't do by myself. So I tinker a lot with it. I get the vibe, the feel for it, and then I go fuck with him, and we make it work. So yeah, you need a team. You need a lot of people.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, I'm countless. So I do this full time, but I still have, just the way my life is right now, a lot of responsibilities. Like I just sold my crib to do this.
Wow.
Yeah, so like had to for months been doing work on it, get it ready to sell. Now we're working on the new place. I got my kids in school and all that. So I still have to basically create time to do this. So I'm in the studio. I don't get in there till 11, 12 sometimes. And, I'll be up all night. Often, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to do that shit for something you dislike.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah, and I would imagine for you to, drop everything, drop your 9 to 5 job.
For
and
my
then-
wife to be okay with all that.
Yeah.
That's
And
she was
then
around
sell
when I
your
started.
home and then have your kids.
Yeah.
How was that?
I mean, it's awesome because my wife supports me, my mother-in-law supports me, my kids ask how many subscribers I have on YouTube and stuff like that. Like everybody's invested. You know what I mean? Because it's not something, out of left field. My wife, I've been with my wife since I was 15, since I was rapping, so she's aware of,
How passionate you are of it.
yeah, and what I do well, because I tried to get away from it with now, like I know what I do well, but this is what I want to do type thing, and she helps me stay grounded. You know what I mean? Again, like I don't really care about what people say, but nobody really has an insider's opinion on you, like your wife or I just recently connected with my old GMS. That was the clique I ran with. My rap group. It was 6 of us.
Oh, okay.
And Eddie, shout out to Eddie. He hit me up, and I've been talking to them 4 out of 6 of them, and it's like, they still do it. Some of them still do it professionally, like at a certain level. You know what I mean? And it's just like, man, it's just refreshing. It's a reminder. It's like, this is for me for sure. So it's fun as hell. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
More work than I know it's a lot of work, but it's a lot of work because you gotta be all hats. And marketing, like, man, I told you I was gonna get on TikTok. I still haven't posted a video on TikTok, bro. It's just like, fuck, like so much.
And
so
it's
much.
like a good thing and a bad thing that there's so many platforms.
TikTok apparently is the one.
Yeah, you could put them everywhere, but then you literally have to put them everywhere. Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, Apple Music,
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah, dude.
So it's like kind of a good thing and a bad thing at the same time.
Yeah, yeah. So, but I mean, it's necessary.
Yeah.
You have to do it. You know what I mean? So yeah, you know, I was tinkering with putting out a video, but instead I got the camera. I was like, you know, let me put out content. Let me get a fan base first before a video falls on deaf ears. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, I'm embracing it. You know, I'll definitely be on all. I don't even have a Facebook, bro, and like half the shit on Instagram you can't do as a business without a Facebook page.
Okay.
Because they're
Oh,
connected.
right.
So I can't even
Yes.
I can't do anything. I can't run an ad or nothing like that. So, and I'm not against social media. It's just I got so much other shit to do, man. That like, you know, content is hard. Content is
Yeah.
hard to do.
Well, if you really think about it, like the same, like let's take it, years back, if you wanted to release whatever you're working on for music or news radio or whatever, you had to go out there and you had to,
Yeah.
post flyers, talk to people, but now you don't have to do that. But all that time and effort spent to putting all those poster boards or flyers, now it's all done through social media.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I used to hand out mixtapes, like, you know, sell them for $5. Like,
Oh wow.
yeah, you know, whatever it was, we sold it. I mean, I paid for all the damn blank CDs and the printing all the cover art and paying somebody to do it and having to knock on his damn door because he didn't give it to me. I'm like, Rob, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a lot of work. And yeah, now it's so it's a business. That's what I keep telling people. It's a business now. Like first,
Right.
it's a music
Right.
business. So I'm a businessman. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, just, you know, approach it right. Be patient, because I you know, people say, you know, it might take 2 to 3 years to blow up or whatever. I'm about 8 years. Sorry, 8 months
8 months.
messing with it now, and I'm like not even getting started. Like right now at this point, I feel that I'm at a spot where I'm gonna start releasing stuff a little bit more often.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna do it how I felt like everything had to be. You know, I had to purchase the, you know, the beat or whatever, put it on Spotify, trying to monetize it right now. But that's not what I'm not gonna monetize anything at the moment with however many fans I have currently. You know what I'm saying? So just do what I love and put it out there, and just, I mean, that's why people are on SoundCloud and YouTube exclusively until they blow, because what's the point of going and spending money on a beat, getting exclusive rights to it, putting it on spot if nobody knows you? You know, so you know, just make music. You can make music without any copyright infringement or all that bullshit if you're not trying to monetize it.
Right.
Build a fan base. That is necessary, and that's something social media was nothing back then. It was MySpace, which was really focused on, I mean, had a lot music people. Like, I could put all my tracks on there, you know what I'm saying? But now it's like, okay, I get why you went through the SoundCloud rapper phase or whatever, because like you have to be heard first, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
so that's kind of, now I'm like kind of altering my mind state. It's like, all right, let's just put out content. Let me do what I do best, and then try to tweak it on the way or whatever. So
Right.
yeah.
Do you think now it's harder to make profit from music than before?
No,
Or-
definitely not. Definitely not. It's easier for sure, but a stream might pay you like a penny, something
Right.
ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So if you're gonna make money, like my 5,000 streams on a certain song, I haven't even checked if I made any money yet, because there's nothing. If I did, it's like $4 or $5 probably or something. Not even
Right.
that, maybe. Who knows? So it's like, if I know this, then why am I spending any money on things that I don't need to? I need to invest into this, which is why I've done what I've done to pursue this career. But there's just certain things that it's like, I don't have fans yet, like, you know, a crazy amount.
Right.
And so you gotta get it out the mud. But no, money, it's there. It's there. It
Right.
takes one song, like they say. You know, it doesn't take much. But I'm the type. There's like, you know, people who go viral and stuff. They may have a good song or two. They fizzle out. But you know, like, I'll have a fan base, and I'll have a fan base that just really likes my music,
Mm-hmm.
and I may never have a number one hit, but that's
Right.
that's okay. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know. I think eventually, like, even if it takes 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, I believe that as long as you're consistent, one of these days it will hit.
oh yeah,
No matter what,
yeah,
even if it's just one,
yeah, yeah,
you know. And see, there's a lot of articles that I've seen that where they mention that Spotify may have messed up like the music industry because now, like you said, it pays almost cents just to for somebody to stream your music, but that's kind of like it is kind of a bad thing in that, but it's also allowing people to get a handle of their own music and not going to the record labels who almost offer you nothing, you know.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
They offer you probably 10% of your actual earnings.
man, I just recently heard the statistic. I think it's right around there. But
Mhm.
if you knew how much money they made like last year, it's a $1 billion industry,
Yeah.
and artists make 10% roughly of that when the artist does the
Yeah.
majority of
And dude, I remember like watching a while back. I remember watching a documentary on VH1 where Redman came up, Method Man, A Tribe Called Quest, and they were just talking about how expensive it is because they have to put up their own money to make their music videos, their albums, and then the space. You know, they have to go to a recording studio, and they don't really make. And when it comes to making money, when they release their albums or their music, they like we say they get like probably 10%, where the recording studio or the recording label gets
Yeah.
90% of it.
Yeah, and back then you needed a record deal because there was no social media. You know
Yes.
what I mean? So it's an investment. Like even today, it's an investment, but I don't need to pay a manager. I mean, eventually there's smart moves to make. I'm not gonna do this professionally on my own forever. I don't want to sign a deal.
Hmm.
If you're offered a deal, you always consider it. You know what I mean? So I pray to God that I hold true to what I'm saying and don't sign, and don't lose sight of what I'm trying to do and stay patient. But yeah, you needed a deal then. You needed the money
Right.
to do that shit because you had to put it on the radio. You had to get it on a CD. You needed to do
Right.
shows. It's not so much the case now. So you can tinker with it. You can mess around, and
Right.
people will cling to it. You know what I mean? Eventually, if you're not patient, you're gonna rush your shit and spend a bunch of money on something that you might not even like. So,
Right.
but I'm very picky about my stuff. So, to a fault almost. It's like, but I'm also experimenting a lot. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm very lyrical. I rap.
Hmm.
I'm from New York, raised on the East Coast. So that's that's given, that comes natural to me. For some reason, I was trying to force myself to do something else,
Uh-huh.
but I found the sweet spot, the blend or whatever. So
How long did it take you to find?
just recently, about 8 months. About
Oh,
8 months,
really?
yeah. So I dropped a couple songs on. I think I dropped the 3 songs at the same time. I dropped the Old Niggas, Lemonade Stand, which are OG me. I wrote those in one night each.
Hmm.
And they're good. Like I love those tracks. Like I still listen to them. Lemonade Stand's probably most of my fans' favorite. And then I dropped Full Again at the same time, which is totally different, but like I love it too. You know what I mean? Like, so I did it right. I'm glad I don't regret my first releases. But there's in between then and now. I dropped Frequency like 2 months ago. So
Right.
That's been my longest gap. But between then and now, I've just been like, oh, it sounds good, but something's just not right. You know what I mean? Like, it's not me. And just
Right.
kind of going back and forth.
Now
with
with
it.
like Frequency, because that's, I don't know if you noticed, but that's like my favorite one right
Oh,
there.
really? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Well, yeah.
And
yeah.
I played it. Like, I played it in all my episodes.
It is so cool to listen to your own song and just feel a certain way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Frequency is definitely one of those joints. And that again, without Smoke, without my engineer, I couldn't have made that work like that. Again, it's a vision. But I'm a rapper. I'm not an engineer. I mess with it now, and I do most of my mixing. And I'm learning, and eventually I'll probably engineer and mix and master my own shit because that's how I am. But
Yeah, you kind of
that dude's experience,
Yeah.
you know, experiences everything, bro. And like, I'm not trained classically. I don't know scales. I don't know notes. I don't hear shit that they hear. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's just, you can't do it on your own. And if you don't have money, you can only get so far.
Yeah.
You can only get so far. And you gotta decide if you're gonna invest into it and then, you know, do it. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
that's not that far.
Dude.
Now with frequency, what motivated you? Because for me, it's kind of for me when doing a podcast, it's kind of easy because once I have my guests, I kind of have an idea of what we're gonna talk about. And then here and there we'll throw random conversations, but I already have an idea and I know what to look into. But like someone like you, what motivates you to even start, like, let's say the song Frequency?
I mean, so it just comes natural to me when I write to the specific beat. I don't just write stuff and then apply it to anything. So it comes totally natural to me. So like, Frequency, at the time I wrote it and was playing it to my inner circle, was like, oh, this is it's cool, but it's just not, it's not what I'm used to hearing. For like, it's just very little lyrics. It's the least I had to write for a song. You know what I mean? But it's just, I feel it, right? And I just feel how it goes. And I tell people that like I can have a beat, I can write the lyrics to it, and maybe like tomorrow I'll revisit it. And if I don't remember, my flow is very intricate, especially when I rap, when I get lyrical. My flow is very unique. My rhyming scheme is very unique. I rhyme a lot of words within sentences and stuff. And I can read what's on the paper and hear the beat. Have the beat and have the words in front of me, and I won't remember how I said it. And it just won't. I can never, if I forgot it, it's gone. I've lost songs like that. Like, so it's very in the moment. And I amaze myself sometimes, honestly, like just at the finished product, because, your mind thinks a certain way, and it's crazy. Like, Frequency was out of nowhere. The beat is off the chain.
Yeah.
I just picture myself, excuse me, zoning out, like, just like, you know what I mean? Like, man, it's just like, just taking off.
Right.
You know what I mean? For real.
Yes.
Like, just the feeling of escaping.
And that's what, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what I liked about the song, is that you almost felt like this feeling of just like escaping,
like
and
euphoria.
Euphoria,
Yeah.
and then the song just goes with you.
Yeah. It takes over, dude. It's like just happiness, freedom. I've been trapped within myself, just a people pleaser, just by nature and by my career choice. So like it's a lot about that, breaking that chain, you know what I'm saying? Just like,
Right.
it's just my calling, you know what I mean? So yeah, I feel like I'm very unique, which is where the alien space vibe comes from, like I'm very relatable in that I find my uniqueness, you know what I mean? It's like, there's only a few people that I'm myself completely to. And now instead of, appeasing or whatever, I'm just like, all right, like I can tell I'm a good judge of character, in my opinion. I've learned that I'm abrasive, I guess, you know what I mean? So I'll be joking, but very sarcastic and maybe crude sometimes, and like, just like, just some people don't get me or whatever, you know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know, dude, I love me.
Right.
And it's taken me 30 years almost to like just say fuck it. Like,
Now, in music, is that a place where you're able to be vulnerable and be yourself?
oh yeah, man. Yeah. The shit I speak about may not even make sense to anybody. It makes for a good song to some people, whatever, but it all has weight to it, which is the biggest difference from before. It's just, before it was whatever, street shit. That's what we did. That's what music was back then. Early East Coast rap was, it's like trap today, East Coast version, and that's just not healthy. I don't want to live that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to. I'm not even trying to be at the club all the time. I'm not trying to do shows all the time. I like making music. I like, it's satisfying. It's what I want to do. But nah, I don't want to. If I were to continue to do it back then, I would have just been like, you know, had no content within me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, like no, my music definitely is a reflection of myself, and like that's the best.
Right.
It's relatable. Everything's relatable, dude. Like everything I've been through, most people have been through in a sense, and you know, just when you learn to be transparent and vulnerable, which is hard,
Yeah, for sure.
it's game changing. Like I could say shit, and if I really don't give a fuck about what you, I think a lot of times as a kid, bro, I used to tell people I was a Michael Jackson fan. I love Michael Jackson. Always loved Michael Jackson. At some age, 8, whatever, at some age it was like, I don't know, for some reason, they're like, oh, you like Michael Jackson? And I would be like,
Really?
no, I don't. You know what I mean? It's like, that just stands out to me. Like, I tell my son all the time, like, if you enjoy something,
Yes.
don't, because this kid that you think is cool doesn't like it. Don't change your mind. You know what I'm saying? There's only one you, and it just like music is
Right.
so entangled with life.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean that to your point, like you have to be yourself, and you have to say kind of what you would say and not say something else because the other person's gonna be okay with it. If I don't like this music, then you feel free to say you don't like the music, because then that's when you attract people that are not really gonna be true to you, or friends that are gonna be true to you. Because even when I'm meeting new people, I'm like, you know what, this is how I am, and if you like it, cool, let's be friends. But if you don't like it, move on. And like there's people that say, aren't you afraid or nervous about what people think of your podcast? And I'm like, hey, if they don't like my podcast, don't subscribe to it.
Yeah.
Don't listen to me. Don't unfollow me. And you know what? That's even easier, because like that,
No pressure.
I can get rid of the people that don't want to listen to me.
Yeah.
And the people that do listen to me, I know to just continue on doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, it translates.
Yeah.
To what you're doing, like 100%. Like what I said, I'm trying to do stuff. Some of it's not really me. I feel like I know how to do it, or I know the science to making a hit. Let's say, right? And it's like I try it, and if it doesn't sound like me, like I care about my message or how how I portray myself. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Otherwise, you chase the bag. You want the money. At the end of the day, sure, that's what it's about. But that separates the people.
Yeah.
What are you doing it for? You know what I mean? Like you could tell they fizzle out or whatever, or they have long careers. And a lot of the people that do, people don't fuck with like that. Like people who have really good fan bases and long careers may have never really had super big hits. May have never had a great club joint. So the youngsters, the kids are like, oh, we're listening to this right now. You listening to that? Like a career is like they say, it's harder to stay on top than to get there.
Right.
And it's just staying true to yourself. It translates. It's evident. People will pick up on it. You know what I'm saying? Like I relate to this dude. It's not just fucking noise. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Now the music industry, just like everything else, is very competitive. And do you also have like the goals to like go on concerts and?
Yeah, that's part of the love for it. Initially, I was like, nah, I don't care to. Just want to make music and all that. But I literally fantasize about that shit. You know what I mean? Like. Just that is when you come to a point where like you display the passion that you had in creating the music. You know what I mean? Like there's no other way to do that. Maybe in a music video, but still, there's certain guidelines for music videos that most people take. But a show is raw. You know what I'm saying? It's raw. Now I probably won't do one for a while, because I don't want to have those videos of like dude rapping with this, a barely any crowd, nobody on, not even a stage. You know what I mean? Like I don't, you know what I mean? Like I'm not. I'll get my exposure honestly the easy way, in my opinion, through social media.
Mm.
By the time I do a show, I expect people to know some of my lyrics.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, the whole nine, dude. Like, if it's my lifestyle, the artist lifestyle, then I'm not. You know, it's how you treat it. I'm not gonna. After a show, I'm going home, drinking some water, chilling. You know, if my family's not with me, FaceTiming them or something like that. You know what I mean? Hanging out with. I don't have many friends. You know, there's only a few people I'm
Right.
close with. I'm not trying to do anything extra. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a homebody now, which is crazy. If you look at me in my 20s, it's totally different. Like, the maturity is insane. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
you have to go through and shit in life.
Right.
Sometimes too mature. You know, so yeah, you know, I want to do all that toward life for sure, for
Right.
sure. All the extra shit, I would avoid it as best as I can. And there's a whole group of rappers. You know, they have genres. You know, lo-fi, trap, you know, underground type. That do it. They go out, they work, they chill. You know, that's it. They're
Right.
It's I don't want people to worry about having to go to my show and what kind of people are gonna be there. I want everybody to be like-minded. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
if you go to my show, you know it's gonna be dope. There's not gonna be people throwing bottles and getting in fights and shit like that. Like, that's not the type of music I'm trying to make. Now, this is the type of music I made and that I was really good at. So there's a change that I'm trying to, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's natural to me to do that, but it's hard to speak about something that matters. You know what I mean? So
Right.
transitioning, you know, but yeah, definitely want to do shows. You know, I've always felt like I had to do something, so I've experimented a lot. So, it's full circle. Like, this is what I should have been investing my time in the whole time. You know what I mean? So, but you know, everything happens for a reason. I needed to
Right.
go through all that shit or do everything to know, like, all right, I'm not gonna be the world's strongest man like I thought I was gonna be, or whatever, bro. So yeah.
Well, that's kind of how you get to know what you really like and what you don't like, right? You get all these trials and errors. Like me, I've tried from the beginning. I tried making shirts. I tried doing some prep meals. I tried
You don't want to
owning the business.
want to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah, exactly.
At the end of the day, that's what. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like you have to go through some trial and errors, even if they're not pretty. But I think the goal is to learn something from it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that way, to your next project, you already know, like, hey, you know what? I've done this shit before, and I know exactly what to do.
Yep. And with me, you know, again, I would get a job and just work it and be really good at it and make money, and then, like, I don't like to take shit home with me. That's the problem with work. Like, I don't like to work from home. I don't like stress. I don't like stress. I don't like worrying about other people. When I started my business, it was a lot of that. I loved what I did, but it was like, fuck. Employees, clients, a bunch of shit, man. So, you know, I lost, you know, the desire to I still, like, you know, I was a contractor. I still do carpentry and shit. I love it. As a business, hell no. I don't care. Nope. I'm not. Nope. No. So,
It's like I just do my own shit.
yeah. It's fun.
It's fun.
That's it. You know.
But not as a business
Yeah,
for you.
no. It's fun to do. I'll do it. Every day I do something. Like, I'm working on the new place and stuff. So, you know, it's fun to do for myself,
right.
for my family. But I learned a lot doing it. But yeah, you know, I'm just blessed to have the opportunity to try to pursue this. You know, who knows how long the window is. You know, everybody's on board though. The market's great. Sold my house, and this is just a good time for me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm still not trying to rush it, but you know.
Now, this was sure it was a big transition or a big move for you. Did you ever get any pushback?
No. You know, we had debt like everybody else. We had, you know, payments on our vehicles. At the end of the day, it's not only can I pursue my career, but we're debt free now. You know, our cars are paid for, our debt's paid for. We're like starting over, but with money in the bank.
Nice.
But like we've been blessed. Like I dabbled in real estate a lot, and I bought and sold often. but it was always to pay off my debt. Like, shit, man, I don't really value money. I spend it like I have it. Just blessed always to get to bail out, to bail myself out.
Mm-hmm.
I've had $30,000 in debt multiple times, and for me to say again that I'm debt free, but this time smart enough not to blow the money that I have, just it's refreshing, bro. It's like it's not hindering my personal life at all. It's just going hand in hand, you know.
Right.
And you know, of course, you know, wives are wives. If you don't gotta, if you're not making money, it's like that. You know, sometimes it comes up or whatever. But at the end of the day, you know, she supports the hell out of me, and she's
That's
on board, and it's like it's necessary, you know, because you don't want problems at home. For
Right.
something you're trying to.
And it seems like you have a really good support system that
Yeah.
believes in you. And I mean, if you got the talent for it, the motivation for it, the passion, and you know, then why not?
Yeah. I mean, there's not many people that I feel like that should support me, but the people that need to support me do support me. And then there's not very many people that I feel like I need their support. If I didn't have my wife's support, I'd feel like shit. You know, this wouldn't work. You know, my mother-in-law, her opinion doesn't weigh on what I do, but man, it sure is nice to have her in my corner too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
it's fucking dope. It's dope. People that know I do it, know I'm good, and you know, yeah, you just have to care less about the people who don't matter. Not everybody matters. You know what I mean?
Right.
Excuse me. So yeah.
Now, this idea or this thought of you working in music as full time, how long has this been lingering inside of you?
Forever. Like I said, I've bought hundreds of dollars of studio equipment multiple times. Still worked, did everything. I'm like, all right, I really don't have time for this. Sold it because I wanted a tattoo or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? I'm very impulsive. But this time, I built a whole fucking studio in my garage.
Wow.
I did it again now. Where I'm at now, it's like I said, I was a carpenter for this. I power lifted for this. Everything was for this. You know what I mean?
Everything from the past is not helping you now.
It may not have made sense to you then, but this does, and all of that shit mattered. But I mean, January, I think, is when I like, all right, I'm doing this, but I've never, ever in my life before stayed up all night, every night, doing it. Like I think I've grown to the point where I understand what it takes. And before, like I said, I'm super critical on my shit. If I didn't like it, I'd be like, fuck, it can't be done. Like, yeah, it sounds great in my head, but when I try to do it, doesn't sound like what I think. I can't do it on my own, right? Like I can't. Right. So I fucked with some engineers and started like, all right, cool. And then I heard my first professional recording. Because even back then when I did it, it was just, you know, my microphone in my room, that quality. First time I heard myself, I was like, oh, snap. Yeah. All right, this is cool. Like, this is exactly what I thought.
Really?
And then, yeah, there's a science to it, and, man,
I still can't get over, like, I still can't hear myself after the podcast. I don't like hearing myself. I don't know if I'll ever get over that, but I
think you will. I have. You know, I'm a chameleon, so like I reconnected to my homies, and they're like, "Oh, you from Texas now?" My accent is not from anywhere. You know, I speak. People down here will tell me I'm from the East Coast. It's just, you know, I just adapted too much. Like, Spanish is halfway Mexican or majority Mexican. You know, when I go home, I try to turn my Dominican on. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's like it's just a weird space for me. Like, it feels so good, you know. It's like,
right.
Yeah, but your life has to be straight before what most people would consider a hobby.
And even that takes time.
Yeah. Because you don't. I mean, you know, it's like I don't like to quit on stuff. I don't, even if it's bad for you, whatever it is. Like, no, I have to make this work.
Somehow. What do you mean?
Whatever, like a job. Like, you know, if I'm not feeling this job, it's something wrong with me, right? Like, this is a good job. I should be doing this. Let me change my mentality. No, that's not always the case. You know what I mean? You just gotta be in tune with yourself and know, like, you know, I don't like making tough decisions. Never have. It's like because now I got a family. I got whatever. It affects more people than just me. So it's like I
Right.
just avoid things in life that may make a change, a significant change, whether it's moving, selling the house, or anything. Just like avoid it, and tomorrow you keep going. Avoid it, keep going. Avoid it, keep going. And I made good money, paid my bills, everything. I had everything somebody would want, but like the wrong way. It's like then when you sit down, try to think about stuff like, man, I think we touched on like childhood, for example, like how much that affects an adult, good or bad,
Right.
anyway, positively, neutral. It matters. And this is all recent developments. It's like recent
Right.
realizations. Like, you know, I have to sit down and think about shit sometimes or make a tough decision sometimes
You
because
have to.
that tough decision will linger. If it's not made, it will linger. And
Right.
what you don't want is regrets.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do about that shit.
It's crazy. Like when you're a kid, you get lectured by your parents, and you don't.
That's
It's almost like you don't hear it, but then as an adult, like that voice comes back,
I'm the fucking parent now.
and
saying
it's
that
like
shit.
my dad would tell us all the time. If it's a small problem, you gotta fix it now because
Yeah.
eventually, that small problem will become a big problem.
And it'll multiply.
Yes.
There'll be more
So
problems.
now I hear that shit all the time. So like, fuck.
Yeah. And it's better to you think about yourself. Like, if you had an issue with something I did, why don't you just fucking tell me,
Hmm.
right? Like, you just gotta switch roles sometimes. I just, I don't like confrontation with the people at least are in my life or I want in my life. If I see you on the street and I got a problem with you, I'll tell you. And like, it's just, I don't know. Life's fucking, it's a bitch, it's crazy, but it's easy to find happiness.
Yeah.
You just have to get through the uncomfortable phase, and just be true to yourself and communicative, talking to your
And I
family.
think it's just also it's hard to find. I think that's probably the hardest part. Well, especially for me, it was like finding what makes you happy because I was at a job where I was making good money, but I was far from my family, and it was just a tedious job. But I was making good money.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like at the end of the day, what do I want? Do I want money or do I want to be happy?
Yeah.
And then thankfully after that, a position came up where it was the same, but now it's closer to home. I get to be closer to my family, and just when you make that transition, when you make those, the, like when you change your priority to happiness instead of money,
Yeah.
everything changes, because now instead of now you enjoy what you're doing more,
Yeah.
because now when you find what you're happy in, it's like you want to give it more. You want to give it 110%.
And you'll sacrifice what you need to sacrifice.
Exactly.
To adjust your lifestyle. If your happiness means you make less money, then you adjust.
Yeah.
You're happy.
And eventually, I mean, like I said, if it makes you happy, then you're gonna want to give it that 100%. And then, in time, the money will catch up.
Yep. And like part of like the growing process and all that is like now, like my goal is to have a house everywhere I feel like I need to be. I want a house by my mom, so I can visit whenever. I want a house here, so I can come visit. And then I want a house that's not in fucking Texas because it's hot as fuck. I want to live somewhere that I want to live, right? Like with scenery and shit like that. But I just want to. Let's go back home for a month or
Right.
whatever. You know what I mean? Just like, so there's monetary goals. And bro, I think what spurred all of this is like I've avoided shit for so long. Like I've lived down here not knowing if I should move back home. It's just hard to be away from your family, especially when your kids are growing up.
Right.
Like, I have my wife's family down here. We visit my mom and them, and they'll come and visit. But it's like, all right, it's tough. It's a tough decision to move out of state, move back, all that shit. And
Especially with kids.
and I've played with the thought, but once it's like, oh, I don't want to talk about this right now, and then it's always I don't want to talk about this right now. So I've gotten to a point where it's like, damn, I feel like let me just be a millionaire and solve all my problems. You know what I mean? Like it's like I'm still avoiding, I guess, certain things. Like I know that I still don't know where I want to live for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like, all right,
Or even you don't. I mean, maybe you don't. You're not supposed to just live in one place. Maybe you're
Yeah.
supposed to travel around.
I'm supposed to do something, bro, and not working no regular job. And
Yeah.
you can tell that, like with your entrepreneurship, like entrepreneurship is not easy.
Right.
There's something about it that's in you, right? Like it's not money. Entrepreneurship first, you don't want to do it because of money.
Right.
You don't. You want to find a passion for something. You want
Yeah.
to do something, and yeah, like
Yeah. Like
hard work.
moving. What really motivated me and kind of gave me an like a eye opener was moving to Texas. Moving to Texas was for me it was super beneficial because it was just
Mm.
a whole
Likewise.
new environment. Everything was new, and just I was able to learn more from myself.
Yeah.
And it's like after that, I was like, shit, I want to move somewhere else now.
Yeah. Like
I'm
I
like,
did it before.
let's go to another country.
Yeah,
Fuck
dude.
it.
Oh man. Yeah. Another country's
know?
on my radar too.
Yes, like if we found this new thing, new people, new ideas, new thoughts, just moving to Texas,
Mhm.
imagine what benefits we could find from moving to even another country.
Yeah,
Like the
yeah.
people that you meet, the culture, the foods,
Yeah.
just everything.
Yeah. No, for sure. For sure. Texas has done a lot for me, man. Coming at a young age, and the economy here has never really suffered. I've been here since 2007, and we've avoided any kind of dip or depression or
Oh,
whatever.
really?
Yeah, it's been very healthy. Like I wouldn't have been as successful back home as I was here
Yeah.
at all, by far. Like I question where I would be today if I never came to Texas. Like, so yeah, it's opportunity. It's tough to change, tough to
Yes.
get away from the norm and your comfort zone. But yeah, I want something with decent weather, a little cooler, man. Not cold like blizzard like back home, like on the East Coast. But this is hot, man. I'm hot all the time, dude. Fuck that, dude. I just want like neutral weather, man. Like fall weather. Like I'll wear a sweater all year long. I don't care, bro. Just it's hot, bro. 100. It's wild, man. It's hot.
Yeah.
It's too fucking hot. I can't stress that enough. Like I said, I'm warm-blooded. Fucking hair. Damn, dude.
Look-
But
Yeah, and then you got like a blanket in your head.
yeah. I mean, fucking this shit's like, like a blanket, bro. Like made with the thickest fucking material out there, dude. It's hot. So yeah, but
Yeah.
starting over essentially is not easy.
Yeah,
You know?
and even I even find that to be like a good way to test what you're capable of or how you're able to deal with stuff like the weather.
Mhm.
Because I mean, we come from Cali and the weather was nice. All right, and if it was hot, you would go to the beach, and you don't have to go to the beach, but just be around the area, and you're fine.
Yeah.
You're in a cool spot, But here, the weather's always like spontaneous.
Yeah.
Like
Random
one
as
day
fuck.
it's raining, and
For-
then after the rain, you just feel this like drop of humidity,
Yes.
and then you
So
get
bad.
thunderstorms and wind. But I find it keeps
For like 5 seconds,
yeah.
maybe. And like, oh my god, dude, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting.
Yeah. It's still hot.
Yeah.
Still fucking hot.
I don't know. I always find it joy because like my kid gets to see what a thunderstorm looks like or the
Oh,
weather.
the snow. This
Yeah,
last
all
winter?
the
That
snow,
was fucking
yeah.
cool, man.
It's
That
like
was cool.
you get to enjoy every
Yeah.
type of weather here.
In the most random times of the year too, bro. I don't know when it was that it was snowing, but
I think it was it November? No.
I mean, then that's normal. But every other time it snowed out here is just
Yeah.
fucking like February or something.
Yeah.
March even. I think we've had snow in March, and it's like, what the hell, Texas? Like, it's just
Well,
crazy.
like the first time when we just moved here to Texas, we came in February, and I had to go down to Plano to pick up our U-Haul truck and unload our stuff. when I got out the door, it was 26 degrees. It's never 26 degrees in California.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So when I woke up, when I left, I just had a sweater on and some sweats.
Oh shit.
My face was frozen.
Dude, yeah. The first time I felt cold out here, I was surprised. I was like, you know, first of all, I thought of Texas as cowboys and all that shit, but you think of the fucking heat, But no, it gets everything in Dallas, at least specifically. You'll get a little bit of everything.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, ultimately, I love it. It's created a lot of opportunity. I think you meet it's very much a melting pot. It's very diverse, which is necessary.
And I feel like it's getting more and more.
Yeah, but more and more congested too.
That too.
Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like so many people, and it's just like with this COVID shit, it's like happening again. You know what I mean? That's what it seems like.
It's weird.
Yeah. So
I honestly didn't think that it was gonna last till this long, but I don't know when do you think it'll finally cool down?
I don't know, because it looks like it's starting back. It literally is like
it's like
starting
the beginning
over.
all over
Like
again.
they shut down 4 school districts. I was out like in Dallas trying to shoot this video yesterday, and my family was trying to go for the first time in years go to the movie theater to take my son to watch this movie that just came out. On the way there, they shut the movie theaters.
Oh,
What the fuck? Then they went to Taco Cabana to eat. They shut down the inside. Dude, like on the way, it was literally scheduled.
wow!
They bought the tickets, and like, damn, bro. Like, oh, dude, I have a video of a COVID testing spot with the line. And it's been crazy because I take my kids to school down that road, so I see it every day. But the line was into the street, bro.
Wow.
Like, these are sick people.
Right.
Regardless of what they have, they're getting tested not because of whatever
They feel
other
something.
than they have something, right?
Right,
And it's
they-
like, shit, bro. And, my kids just got back in school, which is great for me. Fuck, dude. What? A year and a half with these kids home? But now I'm faced with the decision that if they offer virtual school, what do I do? I'm like, I can't answer that question right now. It's like, I really can't. Like, they want to be in school. They don't want to be home. You know what I mean? Like,
And it's good for them.
yeah.
It's good for them to socialize with other
And that's the biggest
kids,
thing. You worry about their
in-person teaching with their
yeah,
teachers.
not
For the parents,
yeah, dude. Like just everything. It's beneficial in every way. And my son has asthma. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's just like shit you don't play with. You know what I mean? So it's
Right.
like, I don't know, dude. This shit is just wild. I feel like sometimes, like, what am I even doing this shit for? The world's about to end. Or what? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck am I? What the hell's gonna happen after all this? Anyway, you know what I mean?
well, if anything, there's more material for
Yeah,
for your tracks.
right, dude, man. So, again, life's tough, right? Like every part of it is crazy, but yeah, this COVID shit is wild. And then the governor just caught it.
Yeah.
So anti everything.
Oh yeah, right. I think it's crazy because yeah, we never experienced something. I think the last thing we've experienced that was pretty tragic was when the economy crashed back in 2008.
Mhm.
But besides that, there wasn't really anything that affected that was global.
Mhm. Yeah.
So it almost felt like before this we were immortal. Nothing
Yeah.
can touch us.
Yeah. And then it's just
But the good thing is that because of this, also people are seeing who they can trust,
mhm.
And what the media's, what they're pushing out there, their propaganda.
Well, it makes you feel like that voice that you didn't think you had or that mattered, like, to stand on it, it makes you feel passionate about one way or the other because everything that's going on now is affecting people
Yeah.
at a different level. So it's like, no, I don't want to do that. Or
Right.
this shit does matter to me. You know what I mean? Like, and maybe not even until now for some people, it's like, okay, what the fuck? Like this has gone on too long. Like people should feel a certain way. I don't care how you feel about what's going on. You have to have an opinion,
Right.
or care about it. You can't just be all willy nilly like it's gonna pass or whatever, bro. Like,
Right. There has to be some care.
Yeah. It's made, and I've always been that way. If I can't change it, then why
Mhm.
fucking worry about it? I've been, carefree, whatever. But like, can't be that way with this
Right.
shit. You know what I'm saying? Again, like just my kids going to school, like everything, everything matters. You know what I mean? Like, so
Yeah.
it's like it's crazy, man.
Yeah, and it's crazy how like COVID has feel like it has propelled everything. Like everything that's virtual, everything that's in technology, uh it has you know, it has skyrocketed everything.
Yeah.
Like even, like we talked, like even, the way you get your music, through all these platforms. And like I don't know if you've seen this, but now there's like they're creating VRs to where people put on their Oculus glasses, and they can see like concerts.
Hmm. Mm-mm.
And
I didn't know that.
yeah, and it's
I mean,
and
I imagined that
and
would be a thing.
yeah, and see everything just
Yeah.
getting.
I get my groceries delivered to my door now.
Yeah, and
I
it's
don't,
like there's less and less and less contact,
yeah.
between a person and another. Pretty soon, I don't know, we're gonna be just with our VR goggles and
You seen Wally?
no. Oh yeah, yeah, I
These
have.
dudes are just sitting in the
Yes,
chair, fat
yeah.
as hell, so they don't have to do shit. Like
Just
fuck.
push buttons.
Yeah. Like damn, dude. Yeah, that's on that type shit. You know what I mean?
Fat, obese, everything.
Yeah. It's not happiness, bro. Like I tell my son, he's my daughter's very athletic and outgoing and active, and my son's like very techie. Which is cool, but like you can't help but perceive that as like you need to go outside, bro. Like you need to experience
Yeah.
shit that I experience. You know what I mean? Like it's okay. I let him. You can, be a social dude. You can have a career. Coding or whatever the fuck you want to do, and I support him in that. But with all this shit, it's like you need to go outside, bro. Like you need to. You need to, experience some shit. Like I'm concerned about your vitamin D, bro. You know what I mean? Like, but COVID, bro.
What if, this is part of evolution?
What's next?
Exactly.
Wally, us in them chairs.
And even like, we see like aliens, and they're pale,
Yeah.
they don't talk, they they transmit thoughts and ideas and language through their mind. What if eventually, those are not really aliens, those are just the future of us.
It's crazy. That's a crazy thought, dude. That's a crazy thought. Like, I mean, the it's just the babies that are born now and the youth are not gonna think like we do.
No.
So it's going to change. It's changed every generation. You know what I mean? It's gonna change. And I think, I feel old sometimes saying it, and I hear my parents say it or whatever, but it's the concern for what we did and what we had to do as young kids that they don't have to anymore. But there's just life skills. Riding a bike.
Right.
I can't tell you how many kids right now, probably 8 to 10 years old, don't know how to ride a bike.
But they can in like
They could
Roblox or
fucking,
Minecraft.
yeah, they could hack into your computer and shit at the same age. You know what I mean? Like,
Or they're like, I could ride a bike in, so and
I
so
was
game.
5.
Yeah, but can you do it in real life,
Yeah,
motherfucker?
nah, dude, that shit. I was never home. I was always hanging out, doing stuff, running through the woods, riding bikes, exploring. You know what I mean? Like, and okay, life's different. And again, technology is cool. Like, I'm with technology, and
Right.
that's helped my son be as smart as he is. But it just makes you feel like something's like you're missing something about life, and that's gonna
Right.
be gone one day.
Right.
We're
And you
gonna
gotta
be
find
gone.
you gotta find a balance.
Yeah.
To have, okay, or maybe like timed. You get an hour of
Mhm.
gaming or TV and all that, and then the rest of the day go outside,
Mhm.
ride a bike. You know, go get dirty, go get into trouble.
Yeah.
Go
Yeah.
go outside and do some shit.
Big reason of this fucking heat.
Yeah.
That's my complaint. It's like I don't want to go outside either, so let's just stay inside. Fuck, like, dude, it's hot. Like, you go outside and everybody's like me. My kids came out just like me. They're warm-blooded. We go outside, we're red and sweating, bro. It's like uncomfortable. Mosquitoes love our blood, bro. I don't know what it is, but we're getting bug bites and we're hot, and let's just go inside. It's just something else, bro. And there's no really nature out here. There's no cool lakes. There's no nothing like that. It's like, so if you want to go somewhere, you have to go to what they call lakes here, which is
or like the man-made beach.
Yeah, it's like, dude, this is whack. Like, just used to like clear water and like jumping off cliffs and finding hole in the wall, like little hidden spots and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah.
And then at the end, it's just I can't even go to the park, bro. It's hot.
Yeah,
it's hot. It's like, so we have a short period of fall weather in the fall and in the spring.
And I think right now we're all looking forward to it.
Yes, yeah, dude. And I've just stayed so busy the last couple of years that it's like I'm almost there. I think I touched on almost being there before, but I'm literally almost there now. Like, where I have no, like, I let my job go, started working on the house. A lot of work. I'm talking about not just painting some shit. Like, I was like, all right, boom. Then had to fix up this boom. And it's just like, it's just always busy. It's like life's going by. And that's been like 3 years since I said, this is gonna be the best summer ever. You know what I mean? It's like, fuck. You just
right.
Time is so consumed, and that's where the technology comes in. You're like, all right, it's cool, man. Just go ahead and watch TV because I gotta fucking do this shit anyway. It's like,
right.
But yeah, we're in a position, maturity again. Can't speak enough to it. Like, your values change. At the end of the day, we're not gonna be here forever. At the end of the day, everything that we're trying to do doesn't fucking matter. It's just my happiness, my kids' happiness, my family's happiness.
Right.
Does matter.
Yeah, that's the best thing you can do is just pass on useful information, skills.
Yeah. Like my
tools to your kids.
Yeah, dude. My daughter feels like she always has to be rewarded with something that's purchased. She wants to go shopping. She wants a Barbie doll. She wants McDonald's. Like, like, I can't remember what I would ask for, but just, you shouldn't find happiness in spending money.
Right.
And I've encouraged it. It's an easy out. Go to the dollar store. They're fucking made. $5. They're great. You know what I mean? Yeah, let's go buy some. Sure.
Get you 4 or 5 things.
A whole Kool-Aid six-pack of Kool-Aid for $1, bro. Let's do it. But it's parenting is tough. It takes a lot of effort. You don't want to be a story. You know, this way because my dad did this or didn't do this. You know what I'm saying? So, and at the end of the day, they're loved. There's no doubt. That's one thing that I'm grateful of. They can come and hug me whenever. You know what I mean? Like, they're loved for sure, but I want so much more for them. You know what I mean? So, yeah, gotta be intentional.
Yeah, and now I mean it's hard with purchasing stuff for kids because it's like the toys are everywhere. And once they see other kids play with this, seeing how fun they could be, all the
ads
things
on YouTube.
Yeah,
TV's gone. You thought the commercials were gone? Hell no. Fucking, I want this. Deposit.
Yes.
Oh fuck.
It's like I thought we were already done with that. That's why I was like, okay, no TV, only Netflix and Disney Plus,
dude,
but
YouTube.
That shit's still there.
YouTube is cool because my kids are fucking. They know more than I did at their age.
Yeah.
But even if you are monitoring what they watch, there's videos that pop up.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't even want you to see a screenshot of that. You know what I mean? Like, so, man, YouTube is such a, it's so good and so bad.
Yeah.
If I could have kept them on Netflix only,
great.
I would have. Yeah, that's my biggest pain in the butt right now. Is YouTube. It's like no. YouTube for kids only, and even then, it's like you got people vlogging their perfect life all day long.
Yeah. And there's the toys that they get to review.
Right.
And it's like and then they ask you for a toy, and you're like, okay, Where did you see that?
Yeah, even a toy, shit that they say. I can't recall anything, but some, like they'll know about something crazy. Like, I think the first time my kids told me about Uber.
Really?
What the hell do you know about Uber? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, just call an Uber. I'm like, what? Like, that's crazy.
Really?
You know, like, yeah, dude, it's cool. Like, again, the responsibility of teaching your kids everything about life during COVID is tough.
Yes.
So, all right, YouTube is kind of teaching them something, but good and bad.
Yeah.
Good and bad, so. Yeah,
it's like you kind of have to be there to intercept from all the bad ones.
Yeah, because, we brought in social media. Social media didn't affect our lives till 12 years old, 13 years old. And it didn't affect our lives then either. It was just introduced.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to my homie yesterday. I said we were the guinea pigs for all technology. You know what I mean? Like we brought it to where it was by trial and error. And now, my son's asking for a phone. He's 8. He goes to school with people who have phones.
Oh, that's the worst.
It's like, until you're like, I don't know, walking home from school, which I don't think you're ever going to fucking walk home from school, you know what I mean, nowadays.
So never.
Yeah, you don't need a phone. He asked me for my phone. I'm like, man, get the fuck out of here. No. Oh, shit, man. We see ourselves as our parents. And the other day I realized, like, I see my mother-in-law a lot now. I'm like, damn, am I ever going to see myself as a grandparent? Like, that's another level, bro. Like,
yeah, true.
Like, grandparents are different too, so it's like, yeah, I mean, you think about all the little things they told you and how it all, like, all right, I see what you were saying, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it now.
Yeah, and kind of got to experience it for yourself, but I see what you're saying. What you're saying,
So are you constantly, like, looking and seeing, like, all the changes that there is to music and the platforms and all that?
Since I started really investing my time into making music again, I don't really listen to much anymore. I don't have time to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could be either listening to my next beat or song or something that I'm trying to perfect, or listen to something new. So it's weird because I always listen to music. So I'm very much, I can never get away from hip hop media. Even not rapping for so long or whatever, I knew everything that was going on in this industry. Always, I knew everybody coming in and out. It's my gossip, my media. The only thing that I ever cared about. I know I stay in touch with all of that. I might listen to a track if someone, sounds cool or whatever, but I don't find myself listening to the playlists I had. I used to be a big fan of curating my playlists. I was always listening to music. So if I'm working out or if I'm doing this, I have playlists for everything. I was always updating them, but I don't listen to much music at all. Even in the car, I listen to the same beat or same track of myself over and over, just trying to perfect it. So I stay in touch with the industry, but I don't listen to other music so much. If there's an anticipated album that comes out, I'm gonna listen to Kanye's album whenever the hell it drops, just because Kanye's one of my biggest inspirations. It's just very few people, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, that's why I think doing this, up and coming artists are each other's biggest support because we know what it's like, but even still, like, I don't get mad at anybody for not listening to my music because I know how I am. Like, I don't listen to it because I don't want to. It's like, just busy in my own right. Everybody's got their own thing to do.
Right.
So yeah, we support each other, but, like, same time, like, just
you don't have time to
taking the time out to listen to a song sometimes. It really isn't that hard. But it's like, I don't listen to. There's people I fuck with on the up and coming level that I listen to for support and because I really like genuinely.
Right.
At the end of the day, if you connect with somebody, really, few people, their success can be your success too. There's just if that's why networking is so important. Like I've told like one or two people, like if I make it, you're gonna make it. Like I know you make good music, and that's just how it is. If you make it, I'm gonna make it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
so networking is important. But yeah, I don't really listen to much music anymore. Weird. It's weird. Like, dude, anytime I used to listen to music, I'm listening to something I'm working on. So
Yeah, I mean, it's yeah, because you kind of have to focus on your own thing. Because even me, like, I was listening to a lot of podcasts before I started my own, but it's like once you have your own, now you gotta focus on your own.
dude,
You gotta
everything
focus
for it.
on your material. For me, you gotta find guests,
Yeah, yeah,
and you gotta find, what works best for you.
Yeah.
Like the mics, the headphones, the cameras, everything. It's like you don't have time for that anymore.
yeah. It's all relevant, I guess. To
You kind of have to also like make your own. I don't know, because even that's what I've done to like kind of hype me up for like a podcast. Like before a podcast, I go ahead and watch a little segment just to
I would do
get
that
it.
with music too.
Get it going,
Yep.
and then I put on some like Led Zeppelin or Ozzy Osbourne to get me going, just to get hyped up and stuff.
Yeah, no, I would listen to whoever I felt like I wanted to sound like at the time. Until I realized that everybody has their own sound, and that's what's gonna separate you. Like so again, like I tell everybody, I'm inspired by so many people, so many genres of music.
Mm-hmm.
That I don't try to emulate anybody. You know what I mean? Anymore, at least. So,
Right.
But yeah, dude, it's
Yeah, it even takes your time. It takes time to even find yourself or find your style
yeah, yep.
or even what you're trying to accomplish.
Especially when you're coming from a different era of music, like what I did then and what I'm good at.
Completely different.
No, then it was the only type of music that people were listening to around where I was at. There was
Right.
nothing else to listen to. South came out at the time with their music, but everybody in the East Coast wasn't fucking with it. They're like, we're used to what we're used to. So now I have to try to do that relevantly, and that's why I've tried to veer so far right, or, mess around with it, mix it up, and I've kind of found my sweet spot. But yeah, I like this, trying to make 2000s music initially now. It's like, okay, how do I make this shit relevant? Relevance is like a super keyword. Like, you can make whatever kind of music if it's relevant. You can be whatever race making hip hop music if it's relevant and authentic. Like, it's very clear on a song if it's authentic or not.
Right.
So thankfully I don't have to worry about that, because I grew up that way. I grew up around that environment, and it's like, thankfully I'm patient, because I would have put out a lot of shit that I would have regret otherwise. So just you got to find a balance. Like, I'm trying to entertain or interact with the fans that I do have, while not putting out some garbage shit. So what do I do in the meantime? Like, that's where TikTok comes in. I just haven't embraced it. Like, I'm making a video of me doing nothing, and trying to make it cool. Like, you know what I mean? Or but it's just a lot of work, man. Sometimes even setting up a camera is like, I gotta go charge it. I gotta find it. I gotta set up the stand. Like, I just want to finish this fucking song,
Right.
But I don't force things. There's rarely, there's like a day or two out of the week where I'm like, I don't want to do this today. It's okay to not, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be in there doing it if I don't want to do it,
Right.
So
So how many hours do you invest in making music?
I can't write lyrics while doing anything else. So throughout the day, right now, again, very shortly, I should be free. I just feel the pressure of, like, not doing, not, helping out or whatever. So throughout the day, I don't really do shit. I might find a beat that I like. My window time, if I'm ever in my whip driving, I'll write some stuff there. But I can't be working on something or doing something and try to make music in my head, which I've always done. So I say about 6 hours a day, but it's after hours. It's always after hours. Thankfully, it's been tough, but my wife's embraced it. It's like either I do that when y'all are sleeping or I do it during the day. So I gotta, at the end of the day, I want to spend time with my family too.
Right.
So I can't wait for the day I can do this shit in the morning. You know what I mean? Which is, again, it's very close. But yeah, I still almost full-time hours, but my sleep schedule is all fucked up, So, but it's okay. I'll wake up and I'm like, I'll put my headphones right back on as soon as I wake up to hear what I did last night. You know what I mean? It's just like, I need to change this or whatever. You know what I mean? So yeah, 6 to 8 hours. Call it 11 to 4 or 5 sometimes. Take the kids to school, catch a couple hours of sleep,
right,
and go back at it again. So, but like I follow underground rappers on Instagram. Not underground, but people like me, and I follow self-help stuff. So I'm fed what I need to keep me going. It's like you're not gonna, like, being rich is hard, being broke is hard. Choose your hard type of shit. You know what I mean? Like I get fed that content all day long. So it's like, all right, I'm not the only one that has to spend my sleep time working. People who do it, that's the formula. You got to work. You have to work. So I find encouragement often and inspiration often. So yeah, you gotta like what you're doing.
Right.
To spend that time for sure.
Right. How do you think it would be if later on you would be doing tours as far as like your family?
And if I'm making money, that solves a lot of problems, honestly. I would like them to come on tour with me, straight up. Like we're doing virtual training or whatever, get a tutor or something. There's no reason why. I mean, there are reasons why it may not work out, but I don't think it'd be an issue, man. Like, be doing what I love to do. Like, obviously being away from home sucks. Most wives don't want their husband in that environment or setting, but I know what I want from now,
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to plan a perfect tour right now. Again, which is my music. Your music determines your fan base. Your fan base determines how your shows turn out. And I think right now, if I were to hold a show with the 5 songs I've put out, it would be so tight. It would be so tight. Like, I thought about the other day. I'm like, damn, this would be. I hear my music and I love my music, bro. Like, that never happened to me before. I was always like super critical, and I am still. But I've put out the few that I like. Mm-hmm. Sure, I would have changed a thing or two about them, but like I think I figured out the formula now. Like I do stuff at home perfectly, but when I get to the studio and get on the clock, shit doesn't necessarily turn out how I envisioned it, and it's hard to speak music to somebody. Like, if I'd say something that's very practical to me, especially as an engineer, I may be explaining something totally different, and he's like, all right, cool. He doesn't, they don't see what I see. So I figured out how to do what I do at home, send certain things to my engineer, but not necessarily do the whole track over there. Like, it takes me hours of tinkering with just my ad libs. Yeah, in the background, for it to sound like I want it to sound. Like, I can't just do it on the spot. Right. I don't want to just say random shit or whatever. Like, everything has a sound to it. So yeah, like, the process is, I'm figuring it out, like what I can do, what I prefer to do, and what I definitely can't do. Okay. So yeah, like, I think touring, my wife doesn't want me to do it, but there's gonna be a point where it's like, damn,
right?
He's on his way to do something, you know what I mean? And artists make money off of tours. That's where you make your money. Like, you have to tour, you have to do shows to make money consistently. You'll get your royalties, you'll get your streaming money, but if you want to make money, you got to tour. You got to do all that shit, sell tickets, sell merch, all that stuff. So you have to treat it like a business. You have to. You have to, you got to copyright your shit. You got to get logos done. You got to do all that. So,
Yeah. Even like I would say, I mean, COVID is affecting, and hopefully, I mean, like we said, it eventually goes away. But at the moment, I've seen some shows where I've seen like bands where they host shows, and the audience is actually in a bubble,
like literally,
like literally in bubbles.
individual bubbles.
Yes,
Fuck. What? For real?
for real.
Like,
I
what
gotta
kind
show
of
you.
bubbles, dude? Like, can you
Like,
like mosh
you-
pit in these
Do you
bubbles?
remember? Do you know? Did you ever watch Bubble Boy?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
That's the first
like
thing I
that,
thought of.
like
What
that.
the hell, dude? No way, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, and these bubbles, they provide, um, they provide their own insulation, and everybody
Air
has their
conditioning.
yes.
I need to see this, bro. I need to see this because it does not make any sense to me. I
It's,
mean, shit. I hope this shit passes, bro. But it just seems so damn like.
the one that held it. It's called Flaming Lips. So Flaming Lips stage unique space bubble concerts in Oklahoma. Look at this.
That looks like a jumping world for adults, dude. Like what? I would be so tempted to just
Pop the other
ram
guy's
somebody. Like, can you walk in these or like? No, they have like their own little. What is this? Dude, this is
Isn't that the
crazy.
craziest shit?
But he's in there with the crowd. He's like crowd surfing on a bubble. That's kind of dope. I'm not gonna lie, dude. That's kind of dope. But that's cool,
What did I
man.
say?
I mean, it's weird.
Kenny, we got an opportunity.
Oh, I'm in the bubble, bro. Put me in the fucking bubble. Yeah. I'm in there, bro. I don't give a fuck. That's cool, man. It's just strange,
Isn't
It's
that
like,
crazy?
Yeah. I mean, dude, what are we headed towards? Man, land of the free. Freedom isn't always
And that's in Oklahoma. Oklahoma's
shit.
pretty.
conservative.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Imagine.
That's what I mean. I don't know. Freedom. Our country, I think, is been pioneers for a lot, for good and bad. And it's like, if you believe in God or anything, you have free will.
Right.
That's not necessarily doesn't mean you're making the right decisions. That's free. Like, this country is like, the freedom has gotten to a point where, I just look at some of us and I'm like, pretty dumb, pretty stupid people in the decisions that we make when other areas, other worlds, other countries. It's like black and white. Certain things are black and white. You do this, you don't.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know. I just don't know where we're headed, I guess.
Yeah. And you don't know what to listen to or even what to believe in nowadays.
Right. But like I said, then that's me. But we are now forced to have, like, you feel like, damn, like, I have to have an opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this shit is crazy. I have to have an opinion.
And
in
then
one form or another.
like before I started the podcast, I was slowly trying to figure out what to do, where I was more invested in trying to figure out myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't really too involved with what's going on and any of that sort. But now I at least have the podcast as that excuse. But, I still have to be busy on coming out with material or even bringing up, relevant stuff that's with my guests.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you have to now find out exactly what is going on out there.
Yeah.
And if you're doing something, you literally have no time, because even if you do try, you never know. It might be from the wrong article.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, yep. And it's like you have to care about it too.
Yeah.
Which as a podcaster, you have to be opinionated. You have to, stand for what you believe in, or otherwise, be against what you're against, or be open. Be open.
Yes,
Just
for sure.
everything's like, which has been again tough for me because I just caring hinders the easy way, the easy path of life. If I can be neutral and just make money, come home, eat,
Yeah.
get high, drink, whatever, go to sleep, do it all again. I'm at work. I'm focused on whatever I'm doing. It's easy for me to not I have to intentionally sit down and think about everything.
Mm-hmm.
So that's hard. That's having an opinion is not. For me, it's way easier to not give a fuck about anything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Same
that's
here.
cool. It doesn't affect me. I don't care. However you feel about it, that's fine. I'm not gonna judge you about it. I just really don't care.
Right.
you
I'm
know?
gonna do my shit.
Yeah.
And move
I'm
on.
cool. My bills are paid. You think your family's happy, but if you're not talking to nobody, you're not talking to nobody. You're not talking to your wife about shit that's important. You're not talking to your kids. Like, that's all. You have to do it. You have to start the conversation. It's not just gonna happen. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
So yeah, like.
And I don't know if maybe government has become bigger now because, I mean, a couple years ago, we didn't even care or we didn't even notice shit that was going on.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, you might hear about it, but it was never.
Yeah, exactly. And even and now you got kids that are even talking about political shit. It's like, what? Like, you're doing this when you're now that you're 18.
Yeah.
Like, shit, when I was 18, I was doing something completely different.
Yeah, that's what they say. What do they call the generation after us? Gen Z.
Yeah.
They're the people who make shit happen. I believe it. I mean, we didn't, like we just kind of went with the flow. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of new shit, we embraced everything, but we weren't trying to take a stance on political views.
True.
Or nothing like that. You know what I mean? Like, just didn't care. You know what I mean? Like, everything was, it's just weird, man. Like,
but then again, like, wouldn't that be the perfect time to gather somebody on a particular idea when they're just fresh?
You have to see the adverse effect of it.
Mm-hmm.
First, technology is great, or whatever it could be. It's like, it's new. Yeah, maybe cool. But the next generation sees that the effects that it has negatively, or we didn't even know. We were, it's just coming up or whatever. So, like, you have to be affected by it.
Mm.
The more generations come, the more shit they will be affected by.
Right.
That's going on now. And man, life was easy when we grew up, dude. Like, you could ride your bike wherever. You didn't have to worry about diseases or sicknesses. You didn't have to worry about getting kidnapped for the most part. Everybody, kidnapping's going on forever, but it's very prominent now. You know what I mean? And you didn't have to worry about crazy shit, man. Like, so form of evolution, I guess. You know what I mean?
Well, even as kids, like, there wasn't all that stuff, also like disease and stuff, because we were mostly out. We were out in the dirt and the lakes, the rivers, getting all that bacteria on us that would build up our immunity. Now, how are kids building up their immunity if they're inside their house 24/7?
It's just draining. It's draining to see, like, my daughter, like, she wants to do something. She don't want to watch TV. She don't want to watch TV. She don't want to do nothing. She wants to use her imagination. She wants to run around. She wants to, do something. It's like
it's crazy how that's unique nowadays.
Yeah, but you like, it makes you want to embrace the shit out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's hot as fuck outside.
Like, oh shit,
goddamn.
let's go.
Yeah. My son's the opposite, but like, at the end of the day, like, I let they have their own choice. I let them, do you want to do? Hey, let's go outside. You don't want to do it? Fine, whatever. But like, I'm gonna start taking that shit away from them, at least on the weekend. We're gonna do this. Not, do you want to do this? Let's go do something. You know what I mean? So
well, you know what? Even though, like, because I'm pretty sure it must be hard, like, dropping your 9 to 5, selling your home, But then again, your priorities are still in line.
Yeah.
Like one, your priorities, your family, spending time with your kids.
My values are different.
Oh yeah,
My home, it was hard for me to sell my home. It's like I worked all my life. I've had plenty of houses. I've sold them all within a year or two to make money. That's what's balanced my life. Again, had debt, plenty of debt. Bought a house, sold it. Bought a house, sold it. Bought it. This time, just knowing that like I'm about to close my business, I'm about to sell what I finally feel like is a perfect house for me. It was very hard. Like that was my possession.
how long
my
did it take
identity.
you to make that decision?
Oh, a long time. I
Really?
think we were thinking about it. I mean, I say it's a long time, but really thinking about a decision, again, I avoid decisions. Really thinking about it, I think it took like maybe 6 months.
Mm.
Just like, all right, we both agree that this is probably the best decision, but I don't want to sell my house. I don't want to sell my house. I'll do what I have to do to sell my house. I'm like, does that make fucking sense? Like, does that really make sense? Like, we had, 2,500 square feet, and we didn't use half of it.
Mm.
We really didn't use half of it. We loved having it. I was like, damn, like, I don't know. Like, my identity became what I had to show for myself. You know what I mean? So it was like, so getting rid of my house was like one of the toughest things I had to do. Yeah. So at one point I was like, all right, like this is definitely the right decision. I can't wait for what's next. We're going to be, we're doing this not only for this, but to spend time together more and like do things differently. Like we had just came into a new point in everything came together at the same time. It was like, I don't care where I live. It was easy to hide from each other. Like the kids would be on the other side of the house watching TV. I'd be whatever in my garage. That's like, just no real
connection or
no. I mean, again, thankfully we're so, we love each other. That's very evident. Like there's no love lost. But I'm okay in the same room with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't talk to you, I don't care. As long as you're, in an eye shot or whatever, I feel fulfilled.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just happy that you're around.
Yes.
But for kids, we didn't interact so much with our parents because we were out interacting with other people. We were out with friends. We were out riding bikes, like we said. But like they're just there. It's like they're good. They're good with me being next to them on their iPad too. But like, what is that? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
So yeah, this next, it's like a whole new chapter just in life. This just happens to be. It's presented an opportunity for me to pursue. Like it's perfect. You know what I mean? So but yeah, it's just.
So your values have changed, but your priorities are still there.
Yeah, I don't want to say change because it makes me feel like, and I mean, I guess I did. I cared about possessions and that type of shit. But like, no, it's like.
And I mean, I would imagine like at that point, you're like, okay, this is, just like you said, this is a house.
Yeah.
Should I really be?
Yeah.
Caring that much about this house?
Yep. Doesn't change who
like
I am.
Exactly.
What I've done. My beliefs. But something about that house, I felt like I gave up everything to start my credit went to shit when I started my business. Since 15, I mean, it's back up now that I fucking paid all my shit off. But like since 15, I have almost 800 credit score, and within 2 years, it went to shit. I started a business, sacrificed everything for it.
Mm-mm.
All I had was my house. Like this is, I don't have credit anymore.
But I have a house.
I have my house.
Right.
Like this is, I can't let this go because then what have I been doing for the last 20 years? Like this is,
I see.
all of my money. Every time we sold and bought, we upgraded. We upgraded, which is cool, right? Paid that off, upgraded. This is it. Once I sell this house, like, I'm choosing to work again, like, to start over, bro. It was just like, every time we sold was by choice. We had a plan. We knew what we were going to do. This time it was like, I really don't want to sell my house, and I'm going to sell it. Like, that shit was hard for me. Like, like not really like thinking about all the effects. Like, it's just like, again, I felt like it was the last thing I had. Like, but I knew what I wanted to do. Yeah, it made sense. It made sense, but it was dumb hard, dude. It was like,
And
I
especially
got
because
so
I mean,
emotional about it.
I mean, from your experience, I imagine you put some actual work into it.
Yeah. Like a lot,
It's
bro.
like your
Like,
blood, sweat, and tears from
yeah,
there.
dude. Like, I went to the Virgin Islands for a few months to work. Every time I came back, I was like, let me do this in the backyard for the kids. I built shit, so that they could be happy in the long term. And it's like, damn, like, all they want to do is spend time with you.
Yes.
That's it. Like, it could
They
be
don't care about
whatever.
materials.
They really don't.
They all just cares about time.
My son may not want to go outside, but when he does, and if I'm there with him outside, best time ever. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, like happiness can't be bought. I feel like a lot of problems can be solved with money, for sure. But at the end of the day, you have to be happy first. You know what I mean? Like, and that doesn't come with anything.
And even then, like, I think that's setting up like a good example for the kids. Like, you know what? Drop all the materials. This is just shit.
Yep.
You know what? What I'm focusing now is on my dream and my career, because I feel like everybody starts off as a kid with a dream, and then as you get older, you start to become more part of society, and you lose that.
Yeah.
And it's hard at the end when you're all grown up to get that back.
And
sometimes when you get that back, it might be already too late.
Yeah. And I feel like, my parents, for sure, I feel like most of our generation's parents were all about society.
Yes.
They came from different countries and they had to work, and they're like, you have to work. You have to, if you go to school, you have to do this. It's the only way to do it. And yeah, you have to work, but you don't have to do what you don't want to do. If you want to do something, anything, it can be done, but you have to support them. You have to, experiment, do this. You don't like it, that's fine. My son, I always thought he was going to be whatever I wanted him to be, baseball player, whatever. Like, you don't like sports at all. Like, it's a quick life just hits you like that. And my daughter does, but she's a girl, right? Your mind just has these preconceived thoughts about things, and then I felt like I thought kids were just a product of parenting. You are the way you are because of your parents. No, it's not the case. You have to embrace it.
That's what they were trying to do to us.
Yeah,
it's like they
right.
want you to do this and this.
Black and white, very black and white. Which I rebelled because of it. I left home
and see, that's another thing. It's like you go against that, and you're a rebel.
Yeah,
you're a troublemaker.
Like, why? Yeah, and I was the only one in my out of all my cousins, dude. It was just like, no, I don't want to do this. I want to do what I want to do. I left. I never came back. Well, I never moved back, obviously. Just flourished. And like my mom like changing her tune. She's like, all right, tattoos are okay, I guess. You still have a job, you still, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's all right, I guess. She didn't want me to come home almost, so my brother wouldn't see my tats. Like, it was like that, but that it's not just my mom. It was most of our parents, It's like, it's very black and white. Pierce my earrings, pierce my ears on the way on the car ride, bro. I went just all out, bro, all out.
I'm doing everything on the way over there.
All this, my dreads started growing in the car, bro. It's just, like. But, I didn't go far left because of everything she taught me. I was a good kid because of everything she taught me. I'm a good dad because of everything they taught me. You know what I mean? Just don't have to be so closed-minded.
Right.
And now shit's crazy opposite. Crazy open-minded. You know what I mean? But yeah, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, life's crazy.
It's crazy. I wanted to show you this. So I found just today, remember we were talking about like the concert VR?
Yeah.
Look at this shit, bro. This is it's the ads. Give me a second.
Dads?
So look, this is like music, and then you can move that shit around. And see, what you need is your Oculus goggles.
just like laying in bed, looking
Yeah.
at the stars and shit.
Look at this. So you can move it around.
That's dope.
How crazy
That's
is
dope
that
as
shit?
fuck, dude. That's how some people. That's where their minds go.
And look at this. So this. Oh shit, where's it?
That is sick, dude. You feel music. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And
So this is Eden, and the song is called "Drugs," with the VR experience. 6.1 million views.
Oculus
Oculus.
goggles, huh?
Yeah, and it's funny because somehow everything kind of comes together. I've been reading this book called Connection Presence, where it talks about like virtual reality, and even like with the Oculus goggles, people are doing meditation because now they could put on their goggles and they could escape wherever they want and just feel peace. If you want to escape to the beach and be peaceful and
crazy.
relax,
Yeah.
everything's there.
That's wild. That's wild.
And now through that, eventually you're gonna be at a concert without actually being there, and you're gonna be able to interact with other people.
Damn, bro. That is so evident. That's true. That's what's gonna happen. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But like, what is that? Like, they've been making movies about that shit for years.
Right.
Take your fucking headphones off and you're just eating
Yeah.
Cheetos, chugging Mountain Dews in your real life.
Yeah.
Like, that's the danger of that shit. Yeah, it's super cool, bro, but you take yourself away from reality.
Yeah.
Like,
There's that escapism.
why do I have to go to a concert when I can put these on? Why do I have to do anything when I can just feel it, or like, the same, I guess, mental stimulation that you get from doing it.
Right.
It's got some consequences, bro, like.
And even in the book, they were talking about how, like, even if you wanted to, you could put on those goggles, go to your living room virtually, sit down on the couch, and watch Netflix.
That's why you have to experience shit. Like, dude, if I hadn't gone to certain places or seen certain things, I mean, again, we're different, but like, I have to force my kids to see what's out there.
But dude, later on, virtual like goggles like that, they're gonna start having senses. They're gonna start feelings, and it's like,
no, dude, that's creepy. That is creepy, dude. Yo, I want to feel happy today. Bloop, bloop, bloop. That's fake.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's fake. You can't. That comes from the spirit.
Yeah.
From your soul. You can't just emulate happiness. Everybody has different.
I feel like your actual experiences also build up your spirit.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes it's not good enough. Someone telling you, if you do this, this is gonna happen. Sometimes you're gonna do it and learn and be like, fuck.
Sure, done
But
that.
I'm glad I'm glad I did it at 11 instead of whatever, because I'd be in jail or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Like, that shit's creepy, bro. Like, but you always think about what's next. Technology is at its peak, but it's not. It's gonna be forever changing, and that shit's like, I'm all for technology. Just the separation of reality.
Yes.
And that
And it's
shit's
like it's skyrocketing.
Yeah. I mean, and with COVID,
That it's almost hard to catch up, especially like both you and I and others that are trying to do their own thing, and technologies. It's like you buy a microphone, and by the time you buy a microphone, there's a new one that's better, and you can hear better and everything. So you're like, fuck, I just bought this one, but this is the old shit now.
yeah, happiness is key to all that. You know what I mean? That's scary, dude. That's scary. Why am I gonna spend thousands of dollars on a plane ticket when I can put these headphones on
Yeah.
and go wherever the hell I want? What? I wouldn't be happy.
Yeah.
But if you're telling me I can smell the beach and feel the wind eventually, what the hell, dude? Nah.
Wally.
Dude. Wally, bruh. Wally. Everybody's gonna be in space, fat as fuck, because the Earth is going to shit, bro. Movies, bro. They make, the gamer, all the virtual.
Yes.
Man.
What's it called? Ready Player One or some shit like that?
I mean, there's multiple. Like, they just came out with one that we were going to take our son to, Free Man.
Oh.
It's just, these shit, like, they have insight, bro. Like,
yeah.
And if you think about Wally, why they were out there is because Earth went to shit.
I strongly believe that anybody, that if you push shit out there in the universe, eventually that's what it'll become. With millions of people, somebody's going to catch that.
Well, and I feel like maybe people don't realize or whatever, but some people are prophetic in ways, like our thoughts come from somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's just so many people out there that, someone's going to hint at something that we're, like The Simpsons, bro. You look back, what they say, that The Simpsons predicted everything that's fucking happening so many times.
All kinds of shit.
Yeah, it's just like, nah, bro. Like, shit, we will be in space on some chairs, fat as hell, thinking that life's great.
Yeah.
Back in my day, milk was 15 cents. Like, oh man, I'm gonna be saying shit like that, dude. Fuck.
Yes.
Damn, man. Yeah. It's scary. I feel old, dude, but the simpler the better, man.
Yeah.
It's just not simple no more.
No.
At all.
Everything's complicated.
I question, like, all my time invested for what? I don't know, dude. What is happiness anyways? Like,
yeah. And it's hard to just put happiness as one thing because, I mean, everybody has their own happiness, no?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. But it's being so altered. But we grew up when we did. Our parents grew up when they did. Our kids grew up when they did. So
it's like my happiness was this thing
right
20 years ago.
I don't want to do that. Like, well, you haven't done it. You should try it. You should do it. Like, this is, you know what I mean? Like, it's just.
Have you ever tried, like, showing your kids something that you found fun, and then they do it like, this shit is whack?
Not so much doing, but you better believe they watched every Disney classic that I love. It's like, what is this? Watch this. They're like, fuck. There we go, watching Robin Hood, which little did I know was made in the 70s. It's a great fucking movie, but it's 50 years later, I'm having them watch 50-year-old cartoons, bro. Like, you sit down and watch this shit. It's good, I promise. Like, damn, bro. Like, that's the type of dad I am. We watch Pinocchio is like my favorite movie. I have videos of them not even being able to talk, watching Pinocchio. We still watch Pinocchio. Every time you want to watch a movie with me, that's how I'm going to pick the movie. They hate it. All right, no, we'll pick it. No, I'm watching Pinocchio. Like, shit's weird, bro. Like, even the cartoons now, like, there's a few good ones, but like the Adult Swim type shit, like Gumball, they're funny as fuck, but they're not for kids, man. Like, Adventure Time and shit like that. Like,
you can't watch.
My kids watching. Shit, man. But if you remember movies, all of the kid movies back then had their crude humor that we didn't understand, but it's in every single.
Now you watch, you're like, oh shit,
I was
watching that.
Yeah, bro, it's like, hell no, like, how did I not? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, all of, like, late 90s movies.
Yeah.
That's what it was all about. It was like a kid movie, but
with adult humor
that adult can, like, watch and laugh. You know what I mean? Like, but nowadays shit's different. Like, you can't do that now. Like I watched Chappelle's show.
Oh.
What?
Hilarious.
Talk about cancel culture. If that shit would have been out now, man, dude was like,
Yeah.
fuck. All he is talking about facts, real shit. You know.
Yeah.
just
He
real
talks
factual
about
shit.
everything that would be canceled. Like every
Oh
episode.
man.
Every episode.
Oh, dude. I have a hard time watching the Chappelle Show now because just the way everything is like I just think about that shit ain't on TV now.
Right. No.
You know.
And that's hard because I mean, even like that, you should be okay to just watch it, no? Because it's just entertainment. Yeah. It shouldn't affect you, right? It should just be entertainment. You should be like, you know what? That shit was funny. Let's move on.
Yeah. But you know how you can be super embarrassed by something you see, cringe mode. Like you're just like, damn, I have a hard time watching this because that shit's awkward as hell. You know what I mean? Like, it's so awkward that it's like. You know, you just kind of like, oh my God, you know, like it's the same thing. You just connect to something, I guess, a certain way.
Yeah, true.
It's like, fuck. But it was hilarious, bro. I mean, yeah. It wouldn't fly today, but because it aired when it did.
Lucky. Yeah.
We have gems, quotables for the rest of our lives because of it, dude. It was a great show.
Yeah.
So.
All right, man. We hit our 2-hour mark.
Oh, shit, really?
No way.
Oh, my God. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah. All right, Kenny. Well, thank you, man, for coming on.
No problem, dude.
You know, can you drop a quickie for us?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, let me try to set this camera up real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
Not gonna work. We can't see our view, can we?
Oh, no. Yeah. Let me put it on.
Try to use the bathroom for sure, dude. 2 hours went by quick.
Yeah. Put it up so that way it could be, so you could hear it.
All right. Whew. Finish this.
Right on time.
About to get interrupted. Yo. Coming through with the axe like the only thing I had, when in fact I'm a sav. I just pulled it out the back of the act, and the Mac, I just put it in the cab. I used to pull it down, now I pull up on the mask. Acting like you run the city, put you in the cast. Nigga, you ain't fucking with me, you ain't even half. Me and all my dogs hungry, put you in the bag. You whack, nigga, back. Bring the heat, flamethrower and a rag in a bottle with some Jack that I poured up only half. Nah, I'm just playing, nigga, that's cap. I left about a quarter, put a quarter in the flask. Threw it through your window when I rolled up and I laughed. The bar's still hot, better put me out fast. The guard's still hot, gonna smoke until we pass. I left about a quarter, put a quarter in the bag. Big dog, that's a body and a half. On the corner, we populate the map. Loiter on the corner while we calculate the math. You a dummy, probably 6 3/4 for the hat. Oh shit. Modelo's, bro. Yo. Woo. Here we go. On the border, took a for some tacos before I smashed. After that, told shorty don't trip, I got a dash. Plan to hit a lick, scheduled it a quarter past. In his living quarters for the quarters that he has. Damn, bro.
That's dope.
Hey, I'll leave it there, bro. Leave it there. That's the first live one, bro. The first live one.
That's dope.
Man, this setting is tight, bro.
Yes.
I do like it. We gotta get in, like smoke, like with the ambiance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I'm glad to be back here, bro, for sure.
All right, Kenny. Yeah, that was dope, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for showing up. Thanks for everything,
No
man.
doubt, dude. Thanks for having me. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the
Always
day,
a pleasure, man.
happy to be here.
All right, bye,
Coming
everybody.
through with the axe like the only thing I had, when in fact I'm a sav. I just pulled it out the back of the act, and the Mac, I just put it in the cab. I used to pull it down, now I pull up on the mask. Acting like you